A healthy outside starts from the inside. The founder and CEO of Shri Shiksha, the alumna of Meherchand Mahajan DAV College for Women, our today's guest is a holistic health and wellness coach, Ms. Tavishi Kumar. Hi everyone, welcome to MCM TV. My name is Shiksha. With the intention of helping and guiding others in resolving today's issues, Ms. Tavishi started Shri Shiksha, a platform for wellness for employees and young individuals. She established herself as a young and passionate entrepreneur, a published author of a self-help book titled A Walk to Wisdom. And she was recently awarded with the Indo-American Leadership Award, for which she was the youngest recipient, and the Young Achievers Award in 2020 by the Indian Achievers Forum. Welcome, Tavishi.
Thank you.
So please tell us a little bit about Shri Shiksha and yourself.
So thank you so much for inviting me here. Well, about myself, I am a very curious personality. Since childhood, I had a lot of questions in my mind, considering who am I and what is my purpose in life, some things that usually children don't ask at that age. I had those questions and I wanted to solve those questions, and I also knew that if I had to ever do anything professionally, it had to resolve around my interests, because I had seen people complaining about their lives that in their office, they don't like their work. At school, they don't like their subject. So I knew if I have to do something in my life, it has to resolve around my interests, and not just something I pick up from a movie or a book title or something like that. It has to come from my core. And when I asked myself, I had this practice of doing regular meditation and stuff like that. Not rigorously, but in my own ways. So I tried to contemplate and ask myself, what is the core value that I really believe in? And that was seeking the answers to these questions. So I thought that, okay, whatever I have to do, it has to be, it has to resolve around this interest of mine. So that's what I did. And, Shri Shiksha literally translates into supreme learning. And I thought that this attempt of mine was an attempt to seek the supreme. So that is why I named this attempt of learning as Shri Shiksha. So one way of learning is to close yourself, in a room and read a lot of books and stuff. Another way of learning, which I opted for, was to, make a big deal out of it, involve a lot of people, and, create a kind of organization around it, because I thought that this will not only help myself, but also help a lot of people. So that's why I thought that, why not create an entrepreneurial venture out of this idea? And that's what I did. I did a lot of events, online events, because it was pandemic, and it was a good way to reach out to a lot of people. And that's where MCM pitched in, and they helped me a lot in reaching out to a lot of people. So that was a great thing that happened to me, and I reached out a lot of students, and we did online events, and not necessarily about topics that I just mentioned, but about various things that interest people, like entrepreneurship and personal development, personality development, all of that. So we did a lot of events, and that's how I learned, in two years. But now, of course, there is a time when you have to, shift the focus from your own personal learning to creating a profession out of it, right? So it was a bit of a struggle to understand that business is about solving problems, although for me to find out which problem I'm going to solve was not a big problem. But the bigger problem, or the biggest struggle, was to limit my scope from, from everything to just one problem, right? So I'm still coping up with that, but you have to, because, in this world, you have to not only solve a problem, but also make sure that that problem makes money. right? So the problem that I'm solving through Shri Shiksha is because I've learned supreme learning, right? That is the purpose of it. So I'm solving the problem of productivity and the lack of productivity and absenteeism and healthcare costs in the workforce, because now that I know about life and now that I understand that how a human being works, I'm using that knowledge to help people in increasing their productivity at workforce, and not just at workforce. We are also targeting colleges, but my basic primary target is workforce, considering we are a business and we want to deliver B2B services. So we do it in the form of health and wellness. So we improve health and wellness of workforce, of workplaces. We contact businesses and help the workforce become more productive, and we do it through the conventional way. And also the little bit innovation that I am bringing in is that I am bringing in the holistic health and wellness into it, in the sense that we're not only dealing with nutrition and we're not only dealing with exercise, we're dealing with emotional well-being, we're dealing with mental well-being, which is very, very crucial in this industry, I think. And it is a small industry, but I think these innovations will definitely bring a lot of people into it. So this is what Shri Shiksha is about, and we're looking forward to more.
That's amazing, Tavishi. And might I add that I really admire your attitude towards your business and your life. And as you've graduated from MCM, how did it help you with your success, and how did you personally grow from it and Shri Shiksha's success?
So MCM has been a great help for me, considering I wanted to reach out to a lot of people, as I mentioned earlier. I wanted to know their opinions about what I'm doing and whatever I was seeking answers for. So MCM helped me in growing my network. It helped me also in the sense of funding, because I got some funding. That was great. And moreover, the support that I've got from not only principal ma'am but all the teachers has been really great, in the sense that it has helped me not only grow my business, but personally it has helped me in becoming a better person, and of course in this process I have interacted with a lot of people in MCM, so that has made me more aware about their interests and helped me grow my network. So that growing my network is, I think, probably the best thing that has happened to me, and that has happened because of MCM. So I'm really thankful and grateful for that.
That is really nice, Tavishi. And I was curious about knowing your inspiration behind becoming an entrepreneur and behind becoming a holistic health and wellness coach.
So, well, my father is an entrepreneur to start with. So I think the inspiration came from him. I knew that entrepreneurship is the only way to be able to have that kind of freedom I wanted in life. I had observed a lot of people saying how they feel a little stuck up in their jobs. It's not true with everyone, but I think that entrepreneurship definitely gives you more freedom, definitely gives you a chance to become a leader and do something constructive and solve problems. So it was always the idea from the very beginning. I think when I was 11, 12, around that time, I used to discuss with my father, okay, this can be something I can do, as an entrepreneurial venture, this, that. So entrepreneurship was always the idea. Inspiration came from my father. And about health and wellness coach, well, I did a course from Dr. Humayun Siddiqui, who is a physician in USA. Somehow I got connected and I did the course, and that really motivated me, and that's how I came into the wellness industry. So that was the basic inspiration, because I didn't know much about wellness industry before that, but I understood that, okay, wellness is something that is very much connected to what I'm doing. So I thought that this is the right industry to step into. I never wanted to step into any industry because it limits your scope. I just want to do everything that comes to my mind, but that is not how it works. So you have to get into something and start working accordingly.
What would be your words of wisdom for the budding entrepreneurs around you and at MCM?
Well, I have never been one for advices. I've never taken advices or lived by quotes or something. But to be very honest, it is required. To a certain extent, guidance is very much required. So if someone is listening to me, well, the only thing I can say is clarity is power. You know, whatever you are up to, whatever you want to do, whether it's to get a job or a promotion, or maybe you're looking up for internships or whatever it is, just see that is it something that you would, you know, regret after 20 years or 25 years in your lifetime. If it is something, just drop it right away. But if it is something that you would not regret it, if it is something that you would see as a value-adding thing in your life, then definitely go for it. So this is one thing that is like a filter you should ask yourself. And secondly, after you get the clarity, it is always consistent effort that you have to put. It is never overnight success. There's nothing like that. You have to put consistent efforts every day, and it need not take ages. When I say consistent effort, it is like a little depressing, or is it going to take ages if I make a goal? No, it's not like that. You do something today, you do something tomorrow, but you don't change your goal. You should know who you are, what you're meant to do. It's good if you take entrepreneurship because it gives you more freedom, but even if it is a job, make sure that you know where you are headed. Even if it is a promotion, you know why you need it. And if you know, then set that target and do consistent effort every day, and don't change that goal, because this is the problem of today. It's so it is so frickling, right? It is changing every time. I think that if it is solved, then the battle is won. You just have to do the efforts, and it's not even hard work then. So just set the goal and do consistent efforts. That would be the advice, I think. Thank you,
Tavishi, for sharing your journey and experience with us. And I hope that our viewers will be motivated by Tavishi's ingenuity and courage to chart a course towards their dreams by staying focused and also focusing on their holistic health. This is Kinshita Sondi for MCM TV. Thank you.